Those eyes.
Yeah.
So soft, so kind, so gentle.
So meek. So mild.
He reminds me of someone.
Does he?
A memory from my youth. My childhood.
Oh, not so long ago, mistress mine.
No.
As the crow flies.
A face faintly remembered.
The errant crow that flies from nowhere and perches on one's nose.
A smile that smiles at me from the past.
Leaving the imprint of its claws at the corners of one's eyes.
Kind.
Crow's feet.
Innocent.
The mark of a crow.
Once seen.
Etched in stone.
Never forgotten.
So you like the look of him then?
I do.
It is the east, and Zuleika is the sun. I borrow, of course, from the bard Romeo and Juliet. The very names are synonymous with love. Shakespeare's plays are my constant companion in times of solitude, such as those I live in now. The vicissitudes of my middle years have left their mark, if not on the outside, nature having blessed me with a face that people say makes me look boyish. Then within. My life has had its ups and downs. I've always tried to think more of others than myself, disregarding any personal loss caused by my inability to say no to anyone in need. A loss to myself has always been a gain to others, and therefore a gain to me also. If this is a failing, then so be it. I believe that I can detect something of the same in you, both from what you have told me about yourself and, may I say, from your looks. Your features in the photograph you sent me are as girlish as mine are boyish. Well. Oh, master, the honey tongue of the bard wags again in you. In you, the ancient art of wooing is reborn. How could you resist? With a hey and a ho and a hey nunny no, all the buds of spring sprout in parts of her body that she has forgotten she had. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about what you call your vicissitudes. I hope they were not too painful. And the ups and downs. They say a trouble shared is a trouble halved. So if you would like to share yours with me, Please do. My own troubles must seem negligent. Autocorrect. Must seem negligible in comparison with yours. The divorce was quite stressful. But now I just think good riddance. Lol. I'm halfway through reading Romeo and Juliet. I think it's wonderful. I think what you say about putting other people before yourself is wonderful too. Send.
What am I doing? I don't even know him. Am I being foolish? I've read about some men that have... And these websites. No. And yet...
I look forward so much to getting your messages. They're a kind of lifeline for me. Thank you.
I'm sorry to hear about what you call your vicissitudes. I hope they were not too painful. And the ups and downs. They say a trouble shared is a trouble halved. So if you feel like sharing yours with me, please do. My own troubles must seem negligible in comparison with yours. The divorce was quite stressful, but now I just think, good riddance. Lol. I'm halfway through reading Romeo and Juliet. I think it's wonderful. I think what you say about putting other people before yourself is wonderful too. I look forward so much to getting your messages. They are kind of a lifeline for me. Thank you. Your kind and generous words are more than I deserve. I am humbled by them, and only wish that I deserved them, which I am sure I do not. But then, kindness, as I constantly remind myself, is its own reward. One must not look for thanks, only for the reward of someone else's happiness. You speak of pain, of trouble shared. I should not have troubled you with any troubles of mine, except that my trouble is now less by half than it was before I shared it with you. If you feel able to, if I can do the same for you, if you feel able to share with me whatever troubles you, that will be my reward. I owe it to you. And perhaps I'll be able to go on to soften your heart. And your brain too. With more troubles, so out of the kindness of your softened heart and dissolving brain, you will find more ways to alleviate them. Yes, we have had our troubles, our ups and downs, our twists and turns, our vicissitudes. You have had yours and I have had mine. Troubles of the heart, the mind, the body, the bank. All of which in my experience can be alleviated, ameliorated, even eradicated by the simple application of cash. Cash is all I want from you. Cash, cash, and more cash. Cash is to me what love and affection and romance and pretty words are to you. I can give you all you want in that department. All I want from you is your cash. You sell yourself cheap, my dear. Words are to a penny. Romance is a fairy tale. You are a woman with a brain as soft as your heart and as easy to please. All I want from you is your cash.
Thank you so very much for your kind, loving, delightful message. What can I say except that it made me wonder, what have I done to deserve it?
Henry, I think it's you.
What?
I don't think it's me. I've just done my bit.
It's not me.
It's not like it, is it?
It usually is you.
Is it? What do you mean?
Yeah.
No?
Don't you?
Wait, isn't it?
Where shall I just go from then?
I felt after a minute there we weren't going to get that back.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you think
What
the
was it?
show's tomorrow.
I don't know, I've no idea.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Right. Let's think collectively.
Sorry, if that was me, I'm
Have you
sorry.
got a minute?
No, it's okay. I mean, you'd have to apologise, but tomorrow, show tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I know it's easy for me to sit on the outside and everything like that, but right, okay, let's collectively think. What was the last line, Henry?
It was.
What have I done to deserve it?
Yeah, what have I done to deserve it?
Okay. What have I done to deserve this? Turn to the back.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, what have I done to deserve this? Make sure that when you do turn to the back, the volume's the same because you lose something of that.
Oh
don't you?
yeah, I always forget that. Yeah.
Well, you don't always get it right usually, but
Okay.
maybe it's just because you were thinking ahead of yourself. What's the next line?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's so difficult, isn't it? I mean, maybe you're nervous for the
I don't know,
show.
I'm completely lost. I'm completely
So
lost.
what? Okay, it's okay. We're gonna get there. So what have I done to deserve this?
Mhm.
Speaking for Scammer. What have I done to deserve this? Etc. Because that is the line. Etc. It's not just you saying.
Oh, it's
etc.
etc., isn't it? Yeah.
There we go. Etc. Did you say that just then?
No.
Well, there we go then. Right. Okay. That's the thing. You drop one line and then
Yeah.
piff paff puff.
Whoops. Oh, well.
Piff paff puff. Right. Okay. So etc. And then what?
So I thought it was Zuleika next, but maybe not. Is there a bit in the middle?
Oh, we cut that, didn't it? So it is the
We
like
did.
next, but the line. So that's the section. The line after etc. Who's next? I'm not going to tell you.
I'll just go from the Zuleika bit. I thought we'd cut it, but there's some
Well, let's
bit
say
between-
we've cut the bit before and we are going to the Zuleika bit. What's the first line?
I don't know. I'm tired.
I tell you what, I know you're tired. I tell you what, I'm not going to tell you I'm going to go, and because I trust that you know. And maybe it's the I don't know is getting in the way of I can. Does that make sense?
Right. Whatever.
You can. You
Right.
can. You all can.
What? Okay.
And I'm sorry you didn't have your fag break. You
Yeah,
can
I
have it
was
in a minute.
really desperate for that.
Thought you'd quit, pet.
I did, but I've started again. New Year's resolutions are never a good thing, carry on.
No, they're
Never.
not. That makes you want it more, doesn't it?
Yes.
I've stopped drinking. You want a drink. straight
Oh,
away.
bless.
But you're doing great. I know I always come in here and sort of say, get your brain on, but you know, it's easy for me, isn't it? You're doing really well.
Uh-huh.
So, do you want to go from etc., Henry, and then we'll run into the Zuleika section. You know what comes next.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
so,
No, I'm pretty sure because there's like lighting that happens at this point, so I think I'm here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we've already done that bit. I'll just go from this bit because then
Okay.
it's the lighting that changes.
okay, right, that's fine.
Yeah,
Henry,
yeah, I know,
ignore what
yeah.
I've just said.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
so in your own time,
Okay.
you take your seat and keep going. Well done, we're nearly there. We're nearly there.
Zuleika? No? Yes! Yes! Zuleika is necessary. Conclusively. Necessarily necessary. I must have her.
Must you?
I must.
I mean, there are others.
I must have her.
What, her money?
Her! Zuleika. Why should I squeeze her, little by little, and have her in mouthfuls when I can have her entirely and swallow her whole?
Swallow her? Whole? What, you mean...
Send. Oh.
Thank you.
Repeat after me. I, Zebedee, not his real name,
I, Zebedee,
take thee, Zuleika,
take thee, Zuleika,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have every day from this day forward,
to have every day from this day forward,
for better, for richer,
for better, for richer,
in excellent health,
in excellent health,
to make love whenever,
to make love forever,
etc., etc.
etc., etc.
Repeat after me. I, Zuleika,
I, Zuleika,
take thee, Zebedee, not his real name,
take thee, Zebedee,
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband,
to have every day from this day forward,
to have every day from this day forward,
for better, for richer,
for better, for richer,
in excellent health,
in excellent health,
to make love whenever,
to make love whenever,
etc., etc.
etc., etc.
You may now kiss the bride.
I might. I can do whatever I like. Now that I have her, she is mine. Until I am satisfied, saturated, satiated, sickened, and done with her.
And what then?
She can go on the street to where she belongs. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. I'll take that.
What will become of her?
Are there no women's refuges?
I'm so sorry.
I love him, and he loves me.
Are you sure?
Look. Oh.
Yes, but don't you think that if he did love you, I mean, if he really loved you, then maybe he'd show it more? You know, I mean, more than he does.
Oh, take no notice, all men are like that.
You mean Cossi Fan Tutti? Cossi Fan Tutti, right.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
You don't talk to anyone unless I say so. Right? You don't go anywhere unless I say so. Understand? Where's your key?
It's here. Oh.
It's all right, Carol. Don't worry. I've just seen the time. I'm so sorry. We ran over last time. And,
Is that yours?
Henry only has 20 minutes to get to work after rehearsal. I'm sorry, Henry, you've got 10 minutes.
Oh, gosh.
But do you mind if I do a quick?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, right. Chairs round.
Okay.
Quickly. Let's try and make it quick.
I did actually have a question.
Go on.
What happened to him?
Scammer.
Scammer. Yeah, Scammer.
Right,
after
okay.
after the play.
Oh gosh, right, okay, let me think. Let me get my brain going. Let me think. If I move, it helps. Right, okay.
What are you
Scammer. I'm just moving, you know, in the manner of a flaneur.
Flaneur? What the hell is a flaneur?
It's someone that strolls the city streets and thinks, and probably does it like that. Anyway, it's been a long day, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
So what happens to him?
What happens to him? To be honest, I don't know.
Well, I do.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah. So he ends up finding himself in booze, and so he gets he ends up in the streets, and
Okay, so
what happens to him? Let me think. Yeah, let me think.
Would he end up on the streets?
No, he does. He loses his job and everything. He ends up on the streets.
Okay.
Then a Christian charity takes him in. Then he ends up becoming a Christian. He repents. She ends up in a women's refuge, Zuleika, and then he repents and becomes a Christian. Then he starts his own charity to help other men like him, and then he ends up becoming the head of his own charity, and £120,000 a year. At the end, he goes finding her, and then she forgives him, and they live happily ever after.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, £125,000.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
I think that's,
It's not very. It's a bit far fetched, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, no way. Like, okay, I'll tell you what. So he goes to prison when Zuleika sees an advert talking about coercive control. And many years pass. He's in prison, but at some point he's about to come up for parole. However, unfortunately, he catches COVID-29 and dies.
More plausible.
Oh, rubbish. I'll tell you what he does. He nearly drinks himself to death. Zuleika stands by him naturally, and she gets him admitted to hospital. The doctors do their best, but a few weeks later he dies of liver poisoning. Her daily visits to his bedside have led to a friendship between her and one of the doctors, and this friendship turns to love and they get married.
Who's the lucky man?
It's a woman actually. Zuleika has realised that she's been looking for love in the wrong places. I mean, because all her life she's been conditioned to think that love is something that happens between a man and a woman. Because a search for a man to love was bound to fail because no man could give her the love that she needed. Zuleika has found happiness at last with a wife.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I wonder whether that was his problem as well.
Nah, he's probably just a bastard like the rest of them.
Oh, Carol.
I know.
Cossi fan tutti, telling you.
That's
Oh.
a tricky word. I need to ask the writer about that.
Yeah, what does it actually mean again?
Do you want to?
I can do. I mean, it's an opera by Mozart. It was what was it, Cossi fan tut originally, which is old women are like that. Yeah, I mean it's pretty. It is pretty sexist.
It's
really.
sexist.
It's hey, blame Mozart, not me.
But why is it there? This is what we need to check up. I better do it quite quickly because it's opening night tomorrow. So,
Yeah, better find out. Haven't we?
yeah, it's a sticky one. It's a sticky one.
And Henry's character, what happens to him?
Oh, the servant of two masters.
What?
Oh, it's a play by Goldini.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what whose side is he on?
Well, it's a theatrical device, so it's not to the extent of being on anybody's side. So it's not a character as such, just a theatrical device, really.
Is that all I am?
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm furious. I'm furious.
Anyway, yeah, we said we.
Oh, I'm sorry, we do this, don't we?
Yeah.
I like panic and say there's no time. Henry, you have now got about 5 minutes, probably less to get
Oh,
to
God.
work. But we end up chatting, this is
I
what
might
happens.
need to go ahead.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
don't worry about packing away.
Yeah.
If you leave by that way, that'd be really good. Because there's an issue with the back door. But I won't explain because I haven't got time. Thank you.
Okay,
and,
no problem.
Don't be late tomorrow.
Thank you. Oh,
any
cheers,
issues,
thank
text me. Are you taking your motivation manifesto?
I can do if you want. Do you want me to take it?
Yeah.
No.
I was thinking that I might want to read it, but
Well,
Well,
I
I'm
have
out this way then.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Right,
Bye.
thank you.
Yeah, see you.
See you tomorrow. Don't be late.
I'm just thinking. Thinking. How can I stop thinking? You can't. Nobody can. It can't be done. Thinking, breathing, laughing, crying, hoping, needing, remembering, forgetting. Oh, forgetting. How can I forget? I can't. Begging, pleading, needing. Needing. You've already said that. There was the rhyme. Begging, pleading, needing. Rhymes distract me. Rhyme or reason. Reason. Another distraction. And why? Why? No reason. No reason. Oh. Oh God, stop. Stop. Oh, how can I stop? How can I stop once started? No stopping, crying, laughing, thinking, remembering, forgetting. Oh, forgetting. No end to it. And on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And even while sleeping. And on and on and on. And yes, even while thinking, sleeping, dreaming. Oh, oh. Like the tides. Like the phases of the moon, rising, setting, waxing, waning. Oh, oh. Embracing. Holding hands, touching, fixing, round and round, like the tides. Oh. Like the music of the spheres dancing, like the song of a constellation embracing. Oh, round and round. Oh. Drowning. Upset. Lost. Sinking. Oh, thinking. That rhyme again. Has a dying fall. How can I stop thinking?
You can't.
Begging, pleading, needing, rhymes distract me.
Before age locks you in its wrinkled embrace, throw caution to the winds, dear, as if caution were a dowdy old garment that you should have thrown away years ago. Caution, like a comfortable coat, keeps wind and weather at bay, keeps you warm, keeps you safe. Safe from what? from hope, opportunity. Opportunity, opportunity. When did you last see opportunity? See it now. Off with that dowdy old coat. Off with it. Off with it. It's time to run. Naked into the arms of opportunity.
Until the music fades and gone and thinking.
Singing only of love in the springtime, the only pretty ring time, the lonely ting-a-ling time. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. The song that you sing, the tricks that you play, have taken away every dream that you had. But in the springtime, the only pretty ring time.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm sure you've got better things to be doing on a Sunday morning. I know I have. I wasn't going to do a sermon today. I was thinking we could maybe just have a chat. Discuss how we might be suffering. Especially in these difficult times. But Maureen, keen as ever, insisted I do something from the book of Joshua, the fall of Jericho. I can't say I remember it myself. I'm sure there's something valuable in it. Whatever you get out of it, that's the main thing. Now the gates of Jericho were tightly shut because the people were afraid of the Israelites. No one was allowed to go out or in. But the Lord said to Joshua, I have given you Jericho, its king, and all its strong warriors. You and your fighting men should march around the town once a day for 6 days. 7 priests will walk ahead of the ark, each carrying a ram's horn. On the 7th day, you are to march around the town 7 times, with the priests blowing the horns. When you hear the priests give one long blast on the ram's horn, have all the people shout as loud as they can. And the walls of the town will collapse, and the people can charge straight into the town. So Joshua gave orders to the people, and the ark of the Lord was carried around the town once that day. Then they followed this pattern for 6 days. On the 7th day, the Israelites marched around the town as they had done before. But this time they went around the town 7 times. The 7th time around, as the priests sounded the long blast on their horns, Joshua commanded the people, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the town. Jericho and everything in it must be completely destroyed as an offering to the Lord." Only Rahab, the prostitute, and the others in her house will be spared, for she protected our spies. And anything made from silver, gold, bronze or iron, which is sacred to the Lord, must be brought into his treasury. When the people heard the sound of the ram's horn, they shouted as loud as they could. Suddenly the walls of Jericho collapsed, and the Israelites charged straight into the town and captured it. They completely destroyed everything and everyone in it with their swords. Men and women, young and old. Cattle, sheep, goats and donkeys. What did they do? Meanwhile, Joshua said to the 2 spies, "Keep your promise. Go to the prostitute's house and bring her out along with all her family." Then the Israelites burned the town. Finally, Joshua then invoked this curse. "May the curse of the Lord fall on anyone who tries to rebuild the town of Jericho. At the cost of his firstborn son, he will lay its foundation. At the cost of his youngest son, he will set up its gates." And so we can see the Lord was with Joshua, and his reputation spread throughout the land. Thanks, Maureen. And thanks for coming.